If you remember choosing between Leon and Claire, babysitting Sherry in the sewers, and taking on Mr. X, then you grew up playing the original Resident Evil 2. And in this video, I wanted to revisit this classic survival horror sequel, take a deep dive into its gameplay and story with its many scenarios, and see if the original game still holds up. There is a lot to get through, so let's get straight into it. Now, this original PlayStation 1 version of RE2 comes on 2 discs, and whichever one you choose determines which character you're going to play as. Resident Evil 2's most ambitious feature is its scenario system, which allows for 4 different ways of experiencing the story. The way it works is that you start with one character's A scenario, and then once you finish it, you jump into the other character's B scenario. We'll get into the intricacies of the B scenarios a bit later, but for now, let's start with the A scenario. Each character begins with their own unique intro FMV. Then the 2 characters meet, and we get an identical cutscene as they drive into the city together. And look, Leon's got that lean back driving position. After that, the characters split up, and we get slight variations on the ending cutscenes as they're separated by the fuel truck and the explosion that follows. Now, back in the day, these were state-of-the-art FMV cutscenes. Have they aged well? Absolutely not. Both Leon and Claire look like the dummy from that Radiohead album, but you know what? These days there is an undeniable nostalgic charm about these pre-rendered cutscenes. And so we begin the game amongst the flaming wreckage on the streets of Raccoon City. Oh, whoops, tank controls. Oh no, god damn it. Look, I appreciate that Capcom went to the effort of creating these dynamic death animations, but what's that second zombie supposed to be munching on exactly? The pre-rendered backgrounds, the tank controls, and the inventory system are back from the first game, but there is a big contrast to the way these 2 games open. RE1 starts slow and brooding, with you walking through eerie hallways of the Spencer Mansion, opening doors and taking on 1 or 2 zombies at a time. Resident Evil 2 is the complete opposite. It starts with you in the middle of an apocalyptic cityscape with fire and destruction all around, and the zombies coming at you from all angles. That first sprint at the gun shop really is one of the best openings to any PlayStation 1 game. Now, the original game was notorious for its voice acting.
Wesker! Help me look for him, Jill.
The sequel definitely improves on this, but some of the original game's wonky pacing and cadence is still alive and well here.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
But you should be safe inside here. I'm keeping a close eye on things.
Okay, I trust you. Oh, great. Stupid zombies can't open the gate.
A few moments later.
Ah, god damn it, and now I've really pissed them off. I've always loved how Leon walks up the stairs in this game. He's got that, "you kids better be in bed by the time I get up there" energy. The environments have also leveled up from the first game. Yes, they're still pre-rendered, but the artist did such a great job capturing the eerie atmosphere and details of Raccoon City in these opening moments. Who remembers entering a new area and immediately hearing some gross noises, knowing that you're about to see some messed up stuff on the next screen? Oh, don't mind me, guys, I'm just trying to catch the bus. Eventually, you will reach the Raccoon City Police Department, which kind of acts as this game's version of the Spencer Mansion. This game, just like its predecessor, uses the typewriter ink cartridge save system, along with the safe rooms, which still have the magic storage boxes that all link up. Huh? What was that? Oh, I'm sure it's nothing. Oh no, it's the liquor. Take that, you carnage reject. Now, after the exciting opening section, the game kind of gets into the same gameplay loop as Resident Evil 1. You run around a large building picking up items, solving puzzles, taking out zombies, backtracking, and finding out lore through text-based items like Chris Redfield's diary. Oh, what's that next to it? A copy of my book, which is available right now? Wow, what a coincidence. Leon and Claire then have a brief moment where they reunite, and Leon immediately uses this opportunity to drop some mad game.
It's good to see you're still among the living.
Smooth. Now, inventory management is still a huge part of this game, meaning that you're going to have to be conservative of what you carry. For example, look, I'm dying, but I can't carry this herb because I've got a crank and 2 gemstones. Oh, come on, Leon, just eat it. But despite reusing pretty much all the same mechanics from the first game, Resident Evil 2 does feel a bit faster paced and more streamlined. There's more ammo, more herbs, and more ribbons. The layout of the station allows for faster access to the boxes than the mansion did, and it also makes backtracking a little less tedious. RE2 is also a bit more action oriented. There's more zombies out there, but there's also more weapons and ammo. Make my day, zombie. Now, don't get me wrong, you're still going to have to be sensible with your ammo, but not nearly as much as you were in the first game, at least in the Western version. I like how some of the zombies make the same noises as me after I've had a breakfast burrito. Funny enough, injured Leon also runs around like he's had a bad burrito. You know, these loading screen doors are starting to get a bit oh my god, zombies! What a shock twist. Playing this game as a kid, was anyone else terrified of the helicopter? I don't mean the flaming one outside, I mean the one with its front in the hallway. For years I'd be terrified that a random helicopter would just crash through our house wall. And that's another aspect that still holds up really well about this original game. Capcom really mastered the art of pre-rendered environments by this point, making for some really iconic set pieces and also aesthetically creepy locations. Now, it doesn't matter if you're playing as Claire or Leon, the first half of the A scenario is going to be spent collecting items and using them to solve puzzles, which in turn unlocks more of the police station. The main difference at this stage is the assist characters that you run into. Leon interacts with the mysterious Ada Wong. Leon's scenario also has him meet Ben, the reporter, who you spend a bunch of time trying to get out of the prison cell, only for him to, well...
Get away!
Oh well, at least he provides us with a crucial bit of plot before he dies.
The chief of police, a co-conspirator.
Now, if you're playing as Claire, she'll meet Sherry, the daughter of 2 Umbrella researchers. Her father is William Birkin, who injects himself with the G-virus and spends most of the game transforming into uglier and more disgusting mutations that you have to fight as boss battles. Sherry's plot also involves Police Chief Irons, who is one of the most disturbing characters in this game, and that's saying something. After all, this is a game that ends with you fighting a giant butthole with tentacles. Thankfully, Chief Irons is essentially the stand-in for Ben in this scenario, which means that he meets the same end. Only this time he deserves it. Both Ada and Sherry also get playable sections in their scenarios. Oh no, Leon's been shot.
Leon, that woman was... I have to talk to her.
Okay, clearly Ada doesn't seem that bothered about Leon being shot. God damn it, these cockroaches. You know what, maybe the red cocktail dress wasn't the best outfit to be crawling around in the sewers. Sherry is also playable through similar parts of Claire's story. Oh no, a zombie. Alright, let's take him out. Wait, what? Are you telling me this child doesn't have a gun? What's this, a picture of her family? I can't use that to shoot the zombies. Just like Ada, she's also very susceptible to roaches. And then she falls into the giant heaping pile of trash and waste. Can somebody call child services? Now, most of the early boss battles in this game are pretty rudimentary. You usually take on some kind of mutated creature, try to take it out with your most powerful gun, whilst trying to avoid its attacks. God damn it, stupid parasite leech things. The standout boss in this part of the game is most certainly Mr. Alligator. There are 2 ways to defeat him. You either shoot it until it leaves, or if you're smart, you get it to bite the canister and then shoot that, causing it to explode. You then continue to make your way through the sewers, and if you're playing as Leon, this is where you can assemble one of the best weapons in all of video games, the custom shotgun. Damn, this thing is so satisfying. Look, it even kicks you back between camera angles.
Say hello to my little friend!
Meanwhile, Claire gets the spark shot. Oh, and also she gets to babysit Sherry. No, don't sit down on the pipe, follow me. Don't you know there are zombies around? Sherry, honey, watch out for the giant spiders trying to spit poison. Oh, no, shit, too late, it's got her. Ugh, poor kid, just look at that 1,000-yard stare on her icon. And so the protagonist and their companion make it down into the depths of the secret Umbrella lab. That's right, just like in the first game. Resident Evil 2 isn't shy about using the original as a template, but at least this lab does add some variety. Ah, giant moth, shoot! This and lab section has always been one of my favorite parts of the game. Yes, there's still puzzles and collecting, but it's nowhere near as full on as in the earlier sections. At this point, the game just lets you explore the lab with all of its mysteries whilst blasting zombies with your complete arsenal of weapons. And just like in the first game, you end up getting ambushed by characters just so they can monologue at you to make sure you understand the plot.
She specifically got close to John and became his girlfriend to get information about Umbrella.
That can't be. I know her.
To be fair, this game does a really good job of giving the player the same necessary information and story beats through slightly different circumstances depending on which character you're playing as. For example, in Leon's A scenario, Ada is the one who's ambushed by Annette Birkin who explains the backstory, whilst in Claire's A scenario, it's actually Claire who meets Annette herself. And just like the first game, Resident Evil 2 also ends with a countdown, a boss battle against a big creature, and then a last-second escape from the facility right before it blows up. And if you've just played the A scenario for either one of the characters, you're still gonna walk away satisfied. Yes, the game is short, and some seemingly important bits of the story do get glossed over, but it's still a damn good survival horror game. But here's the thing, to get the full Resident Evil 2 experience, you need to pop in the other disc and play the B scenario. It starts with a recap of what happened in the A scenario, followed by the second character's POV cutscene, and then the game begins, only this time you're on the other side of the flaming truck, which means you have to find a different route to the police station through the rooftop. But this time you see what actually happened to the police helicopter and why it crashed. You see, the B scenario is so much more than a new game plus. It expands the story, filling out the details that the character from the A scenario would have missed through their limited point of view. This scenario knows that you've played the game before, so it relies on you having a good understanding of the mansion layout and the story, which means the game doesn't hold your hand as much as it did the first time around. For example, it expects you to remember where to find the valve to put out the helicopter fire. Likewise, some of the item placements will be different, and you end up unlocking completely different pathways around the mansion than you did the first time around. The developers wanted the player to feel like both the A and B scenarios were interconnected, like they were happening in parallel. They introduced something called zapping, a mechanic that makes sure that certain actions taken by the character in scenario A are carried over to scenario B, like blocking windows, taking out Marvin, or leaving one of the weapons behind in the locker. If the protagonist in the A scenario used the canister trick against the alligator, then there won't be a boss battle in the B scenario because the alligator's blown up. It's a really good example of a rather simple mechanic that goes a long way in enhancing the gameplay experience. The B scenario is also where we meet Mr. X, a tyrant that falls from the sky and proceeds to spend the whole playthrough stalking you. This time around, Mr. X will also act as the penultimate boss at the end of the game. He attempts to stop you from getting on the train, although this is another element that seems like it's been lifted straight out of the first game. It's another big tyrant with a very similar moveset, which you also defeat by blowing up with a rocket launcher. Also, in the B scenario, you don't fight the fourth form G. Birkin, because the other protagonist is supposed to be fighting them at the same time as you take on the tyrant Mr. X. The B scenario also extends the game's ending where Leon and Claire realize that Birkin is on the train with them. This leads to the game's true final boss battle against Birkin's final form, a gigantic hemorrhoid with eyes. And if you defeat him before the timer runs out, Leon, Claire, and Sherry escape the city, and we get one of two true ending cutscenes depending on the character.
Hey, we still have a job to do. Let's go.
Go? Oh, you can't mean.
Chris, I have to find you.
We have to go. We don't have any time to waste.
Go? Where?
Hey, it's up to us to take out Umbrella.
And of course, we can't talk about Resident Evil 2 without mentioning the 2 minigames included in the original release. We've got the fourth Survivor, which has you play as Hunk, the Umbrella mercenary, as he attempts to escape Raccoon City and deliver the G-Virus sample to Umbrella. Now, the second minigame is identical to the fourth Survivor, only this time you play as a giant piece of tofu with hands and a knife. And so there we have it, the original Resident Evil 2. So, does it still hold up? Absolutely. Sure, some of the visuals are dated, the voice acting is a bit all over the place, and the tank controls can take a bit of readjusting if you're coming from modern games, but underneath all that is one of the most well-crafted survival horror experiences ever made. The atmosphere, the level design, the pacing, and especially the ambitious A/B scenario systems all come together to create something that feels genuinely special even today. But more than anything, what stands out to me is just how confident this game is. It takes everything the first Resident Evil introduced and builds on it in almost every way. There's a bigger scale, a better presentation, and a much more layered story. Sure, it might show its age in places, but as a complete package, Resident Evil 2 is still an absolute classic. But that's just my take. Please let me know your memories of the original Resident Evil in the comments below. Which was your favorite character and favorite scenario? As always, thanks for watching. Please consider supporting me on Patreon, and a big thanks to my existing patrons. If you've enjoyed this video, then please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.